Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much.
What is stories say? This is
Mhm.
Dr. Pauline Baird, cultural bearer from the village of Buxton, Guyana. I tell the stories of our village. I tell about our family histories, our whispered stories, our practice hidden and sometimes long forgotten traditions. Yeah, come in. Let me talk the story. Today we have a consummate educator, world traveler, village woman, and she is here to tell us stories. Y'all pull up, listen good, listen good to what she got to say. So I'll tell you a little bit more about her soon when she tells you about herself. Let me do this over because this thing here, tying up, right? This is Earrings by the House of Basadi, Lynette Johnson in South Africa. This is
Beautiful.
by Dara Dara. Dara Dara is my little sister. Let me tell you, she's the apple of my eye, and she gets all kind of stylings and fixings. So this is it.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes. So today we have my friend Vilma Tafawa. Like I said, she's a country girl, village girl, world traveler, and she has lots to tell us. Vilma, come on in. How you do?
I'm all right, Pauline. I'm okay. Yeah, it is
Okay.
such a privilege, Pauline, to join you in conversation today. It's really humbling. But
Yes.
thank you very much, Dr. Baird.
Oh, she doctored me now.
Thank
Okay.
you very much, Dr.
Yes.
Baird.
You're under the conversation tree. Take off your shoe. Sit down, brace back. Vilma, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I was born in Bachelor's Adventure on the east coast of Demerara, born into a family of 9 children,
Wow.
plus my mom and dad make us 11 of us.
That was back in the day when they used to make plenty
Back
children.
in, I am telling you, girl, live in one house, but the house was 1 bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
We all slept on the floor,
On Crococ's bag.
on Crocker's bag. And we used
Mm-hmm.
to pee our bed. You wake up the next morning and you hang it outside.
All
And
them
then
peeling, all them peeling,
I'm telling you,
them peeling dress up with tea daddy.
that's it. And all the old cloth you put there to make the bed, you
Yes.
put all outside to dry, bring it back inside.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom was making babies like rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
So we all slept on the floor. But whenever she was ready to deliver,
Mm-hmm.
we all had to sleep outside in the living room.
I know the story. And then they turn on the radio. You know, they had the radio with them big battery.
Yes, yes, that's it. Yes, oh yes, of course. Right, so growing up in the village, start going to school. We were so lucky
Mm-hmm.
that my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother was a farmer, grandmother and grandfather by my mother's side,
Yeah.
Rosalind Pyle and Samuel Pyle. They owned lots of land
Right.
and they had cows. So we were able to get milk from them to,
Yes.
to, to make our tea every morning.
But you know, Velma,
Yes.
your family had land and they had cows, and we still think with the poor when you get land and you get animals and you can get food. How you poor?
No, it depends on what you do with the land, and it depends on what you do with the cows, and it depends on you do everything. Yes, it has a lot to do with the individual.
Yes.
In fact, as I was growing older, I used to go and milk my grandmother cow so
Okay.
as to bring the milk home. My mom would call it,
Yes.
give it there and give us milk and bake to go to school.
Right.
What could be better than that?
There you go. So we had a rich
Yes,
background. So,
that's it. We also had a kitchen garden.
mhm,
Yes, we had a kitchen garden, and my mother, she used to mind fowls,
mhm.
duck, pig, you name it all.
Wow. You see what
While
I'm
my
talking about?
father, yes, while my father, the carpenter, he went to work. So she was there.
Mhm.
taking care of the stock, as they call it in those days, stock, taking care of the
Yes.
stock.
So, Velma, I love that background. Now we
Mhm.
have context for your story.
Yes.
I invited you here under this conversation tree to talk about how you grow so big and to give us an idea of a story that you would love to share with the world that you have no shame about. And maybe it's a challenge, it's something you overcame. I don't know. I want to hear the story fresh. So let me tap the story now.
Yeah, there plenty story. When we started off going to, when I say we, I'm talking about myself, my brothers and sisters, to
Right.
Paradise Primary School. And then we went to Buxton
Hmm.
at Friendship Government School.
Yeah.
Going to school and we're going to school. Time come to write exam.
Hmm.
Girl, and that was the CP, the
Oh.
CP exam. We don't have enough money.
Hmm.
My teacher, Paulette Charles,
Oh,
she was
yes, I
Daniel's
know Paulette
before.
Charles.
That's it. She was our teacher.
Yes.
Paulette, and she at that time she was a young teacher girl. Teacher
Hmm.
Paulette. Teacher Paulette gave me the list. She said, "Listen, this is what your father has to pay for the exam."
Hmm.
We took it home. My father said, "I don't know. I'm going to find this money to pay." And it was three of us were writing exam at the same time. My elder sister, myself, and my younger brother. So
Right.
he doesn't have that money. So they sell some pig, they sell some sheep, they sell some eggs, all sorts of things. Plus my father is carpenter money. Remember, it was nine of us.
Yeah.
And the Sunday morning, my father, after church, my father said, "Listen, I'm going to meet Teacher Paulette.
Hmm.
And I only have money to pay for two of you to write this exam. I don't have money to pay for three."
Hmm.
He didn't say which two. He went, and then when he come back, with smile in his face, he said, "You know what? Teacher Paulette says she's going to pay for the third one."
You see that?
Yes,
Hmm.
he said she could pay for the third one. When the results came out, all them Nichols, all three of them Nichols from the village of Paradise and Bachelor passed the CP. Girl,
Your name got
oh
a
my,
limelight. You pass
I
exam.
am telling you, I am telling you.
And you see, Vilma, back then, villagers
Yes,
celebrate. By the time you get the results,
yes,
they run kite back in the village.
I am telling you. In fact, when we got the results, we run from Buxton to Bachelor's Adventure. We didn't even walk.
So
Yes.
good.
Yes, I'm telling you. Another story that I'm going to share with you.
Mhm.
This was so we finished CP. We're at home now. Okay. High schools in Guyana during those times, you had to pay. They were
Yeah.
private. They didn't have government school that
I
during
didn't come
my
up in that
time.
time.
No,
I
you didn't come in that time.
Mhm.
And my father said, and my mother, they always sit down to talk. And they said, "What am I going to do with these children? What am I going to do with them? These girls?" Okay, father's still going to work, we coming home, going to come back. And then he said, one day, the boss man called
Mhm.
all of them to work, the carpenters, and he said, "Listen, I have to retrench some people."
Oh boy.
My father was my father was as nervous as ever, nervous, because he
Mhm.
said, "What?" He said, "I hope my name is not on that list." When he called. Then he said, "Richard Nichols."
Mm.
He says, "Sir, did you call me?" He said, "Yes, Richard Nichols." Couldn't believe it. Yes. And then he said, "Oh boy." He came home and he told us. And he thought about it. And because we are very religious, very spiritual, we
Mhm.
believe in faith. He
Mhm.
believes in faith. He took the money and he came home. And they paid him off. They paid him off.
Mhm.
I think it's a $1,885 Guyana dollars.
Mhm.
And he said, "Listen, I have some money. I can send you two girls to high school."
Mhm.
That is how we were able to go to county high school from
Wow.
that gratuity that my father received. 1 year, we only went to high school for 1 year. 1 year, that was enough. At the end of, yes, 1 year, that was the money
That
finished.
was it.
By the end of the year, was only $223 left in his bank account.
My goodness.
And my father went to the headmaster of Paradise Primary School and he said, "I have these two girls at home. They passed the CP, they passed the O levels, they don't have a job." And he said, "Okay, One of them I can help.
Mhm.
And then he gave me a letter and he told me to take my certificates and go to the Ministry of Education. Went down to the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Education appointed me.
You see that?
And I started teaching at that school that I went to when I was a little girl. My sister,
Mhm.
the home economics teacher from Frontier Government School, Mrs. Garnett, she knew someone at Lusignan.
Mhm.
And she talked to the person, and the person said, okay. So my sister started as a trainee nurse.
Wow.
With the two of us working, we were able to help the others.
Right. You
You can't
see,
forget those stories.
no, Vilma, oh my gosh. When you tell these
Yes.
stories, I'm seeing ladders,
Yeah.
ladders, the
Mhm.
things that help to prop you up to get where you're going. You're a pupil teacher. Those things were
Yes. Yeah.
safety nets between you and
Mhm.
your father and his gratuity. Oh my goodness.
That's
What
yes.
a
Yeah.
start. Thank you so much for
That
this story. They say one dirty bill down.
dirty builder. Yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is. It is.
So tell me something. I heard about your father and so on. What are the choices you made in your life in this time or any other time? Or even as you told these stories, what some of the choices that you had to make? How did they impact you and how did that shift your perspective on life or self or something?
Right. In life, there are so many, let me see, so many choices, so many challenges. Um, I can recall
Mhm.
just after I got married. Yes,
Yes.
I got married. Yes, I got married in Guyana. And with Tafawa, he went first. We got married in September.
Right.
And then he went to England. And
Mhm.
I joined him shortly after. And so when we went to England, um, we went as students. We went as students in England, to England. And while we were there, he started working, and
Mhm.
I was at home taking
Okay.
care of the children. Well, I didn't. We didn't have babies yet. I was at home, and then I started working.
Right. Mhm.
Um, the first job that was offered to me
Mhm.
was in a factory.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait,
Yes. Yes.
wait,
Yes.
wait, wait, wait.
Wait. Yes.
You
Yes.
left your good work, a Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
But you start
Yes.
as a teacher with your father
Yeah.
gratuity money. You go to England and do what? I work a factory?
Yes, and I said, no, 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 no. That's not for me. That definitely not. So I kept, and in the meantime, he's going to school, and I kept looking and I kept looking. Luckily, and of course, we don't just sit down and don't do anything. Look in the newspaper, check everywhere. Then I got a job as a clerk in an office
Mm-hmm.
to work in the accounts department to deal
Right.
with wages.
Mm-hmm.
That was more close to what I could do to me rather than working in a factory.
Right.
So the factory was paying much more. That's
Yes.
interesting. It was paying much more. So that's a choice I had: is either go and work in that factory and take that money, or something that's more professional and would be more beneficial for me.
So, Vilma, let me interject here. I don't want
Mhm.
people to think I'm knocking the factory job, but why
No,
I focus on that is to talk about this journey. What we have to do sometimes when we go foreign.
that's correct. That's
When we
correct.
go
That's
foreign,
correct.
we got to suck salt, we got to suck granny if we don't get mama.
Mhm. That's correct. That's very, very, very right. Because we will see what he was doing when he studying at school on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
He did a job as a messenger. He
Mm-hmm.
used to work at a handbag factory, and he
Okay.
had the bicycle. He used to be riding with the bicycle, taking handbags from one place to the other, one place to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he knew that is not something he's going to continue to do in life. It
Right.
was a temporary something, temporary. And where we lived in England,
Yes.
many people don't know this story, was one place, they call it a bed sitter, one little place.
Wait,
Everything
so?
is inside. Your kitchen, everything. Your kitchen, your bed, your toilet, your living room, everything is in that one place. A
Mm-hmm.
bed sitter. We stayed there, we lived there.
Wow. Even in
Yes.
Guyana with a one bedroom house, you get paid nothing like that.
I'm telling you, I am telling you. Yeah,
And
yes,
that is
yes,
England.
yes,
Wow.
yes, Yes, it is. It is. It was a hostel for students, a
Right.
student hostel. Yes.
The journey. I can appreciate what you're saying. And
Mhm,
what I can hear from you is y'all had hustle, as they call it nowadays. You had get up and
mhm.
get.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yes.
Nothing comes easy.
Right.
Nothing comes easy. Mhm.
Any takeaways from your stories, even the ones you started out with, the ones that show your movement away from the country and for social uplift? Any takeaways you want to give to our audience?
Yeah, what do I say to people? You have to have set goals. We had our goals. We knew what we wanted to do in life,
Mhm,
and that was there. But you have to go for it.
mhm.
You have to be persistent. Yes, you
Yes.
don't give up. You don't give up.
But
You have to be
Belva,
determined.
continue. I got a question for you after that.
Yeah, you have to be determined. You have to be determined and
But
just go
how?
for it and go by your gut feeling. Go by your gut
Ah,
feeling.
that's what I wanted
Yes,
to
yeah.
ask you. How
Do-
you
do-
know what is this goal? Because a lot of times young people they don't know what they want. How do you
yes,
know? How did you know what you wanted? With the gut feeling?
my gut feeling.
Mhm,
You look around you, you see what's going on. Look, when we were going to school, my mother always told us this story.
mhm.
When she at home washing the clothes, we gone out to school. She said she hung the clothes outside. She see them nice young teacher girl walking there. She said, God, help me that my daughters would be teachers one day.
Uh-huh.
Yes, my mom always told us that story when we were growing up. Help me that my daughters would be teachers one day.
A
So
mother
so they were they
speaking,
were
a
yeah,
mother speaking into the life of her children.
that's it.
So
That's
the
it. Their
goals
ambition.
even set before. So picnic, I listen to my mother. I your mother, I
Yes,
speak it into your life. But that
that's
sometimes
good.
I get these children, when you're speaking into their life, they want something else, and this something else can't mind them, it can't be them.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, my dear. Yes, I also tell people you're entitled to dream. You dream,
Yes,
dream, the dream of greatness.
yes, yes,
Yes, just dream. You just dream. There's nothing wrong in dreaming.
yes.
And keeps and whatever you're dreaming about, you keep saying it all the time, and it's going to happen one day.
Hmm. So look to your parents' dream for you. Get your
Yeah.
own goals. Listen to yourself. I listen to your gut. You know, in my line of work, we talk about embodied rhetorics, embodiment.
Mhm,
So we and
mhm,
one what I learned from my mentor in graduate school, she said, "Listen to your body." I didn't understand what she meant, but over time,
mm,
I learned. She's an indigenous scholar, Andrea Riley Makovitz. I like to call people's name
mhm,
and give them credit. Credit. She said, "Listen to your body."
mhm, mhm,
And over the years, I
mhm,
have, and I realized that I had always done this, but I didn't know that it
mhm,
was a
mhm,
thing. It was a thing.
mhm,
That body, hey,
mhm,
can tell you many things.
mhm, mhm,
Yes,
mhm,
and you
mhm,
listen to it and you
mhm.
follow it. And I hear you say also, dream big, and
Mhm.
you do you write it down? I write it down. You just write down.
Yes, I do. I write all the time.
Good. Yes, you write those dreams down and you
Take
have to look at it every day. Wow.
yes. Mhm.
Yes.
And people have to take you have to take risk. Take risk. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. When we lived in England and after Tafar was qualified,
Mm-hmm.
and I was qualified too, but not fully qualified like him because I did most of my studies in Nigeria and Papua New Guinea.
Lady,
Um,
it's
yes,
where you want
yes,
to be in.
yeah.
It's where you didn't go.
My dad said the same thing. That my dad said the same thing too. So when we were leaving London to go to Nigeria, my his uncle said to him, "Where you going? Where you going? Them African country? Why you don't stay here where everything is good?" And
Mm-hmm.
then we said, "No, we're going to go." Yeah, and we have no regrets. No, we just and from going to Nigeria, we went to Papua New Guinea. We didn't even know what Papua New Guinea was like when we were going there.
Right.
Spent time in Papua New Guinea and then moved to the United States.
Wow. What a
Yes,
thing. And then you
yes, you
became an
take.
educator in the United States.
I became an educator. You know, I was in Nigeria.
Oh,
No, in fact, no, no, sorry. Um, I became an educator since back in Guyana
right.
when I started teaching.
Mhm.
And then when I went to Nigeria, I did my bachelor degree, Bachelor of Education. And
Right.
in Papua New Guinea, I did my master's of education. So I brought my educator, I came to the United States as an educator. So that
Right.
made it easy for me to get a job.
Very good.
Yes,
You know
I
what?
came here.
They call this month Black History Month. Tell me about
Yeah.
what happened in Africa when you've been to Nigeria. What the life like? You know, everybody said they want to go back to the motherland. Give me a little whisper now.
It's interesting. It's the first thing I learned when I went to Nigeria. Everyone gets up and get. No one sits down. Even the smallest child.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah, everyone. They're on the move. They're on the move. There are people on the move
Right,
all the time. They're on the move. They don't just sit down.
right.
Yes, they don't just sit down. In fact, I was surprised that everyone who wants to have an education, they were going to school because everyone wants to be a doctor.
Yeah,
Doctor this, doctor that, doctor that, doctor the other.
yeah.
Yes, they all want to be a doctor.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't matter. They go to school, they're going
Right,
to
the
school.
ambition.
Those who want to, yes, of course, of course. I
Yeah,
learned that in Nigeria. You
right.
don't just sit back because in the Caribbean, we are more relaxed.
Hmm.
No, whereas in Nigeria, go getters, they're go getters.
Yeah, I can't relate, but I felt like when I was growing up, I didn't see old people sitting around, they always hustling, you know.
That's
But on that scale and that magnitude, maybe it just made you notice that. Yeah,
yes,
I'm glad to hear that.
and yeah, and it could be because of the population, because the many man Nigeria is plenty people, so everybody's always moving, and probably that's the reason why I saw it that way. Yes,
Yeah.
a large number of people keep moving, going from one angle to the other, doing different things.
Velma, tell me something.
Yes,
When you went to Nigeria, you did ever
yes.
see so much black people in your life? Any one
No,
place?
no. That's true. That's true. That's true. They were everywhere, everywhere, everywhere,
I went to South
everywhere.
Africa and I saw black people. I keep thinking, why so much black people? It's
People,
like
yeah,
huge, large
huge.
amounts of
Yes,
people,
yes.
numbers of people, large
Mhm,
numbers of
yes,
people. I had never seen black
mhm,
people that many
yes, yes,
anywhere. And
yeah.
my
And
mind
especially,
opened and I keep looking and everybody look like somebody
yes,
at home.
of course, and especially in the marketplace, especially
Yes.
in the marketplace.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's true. That is true. There are plenty there, man. Plenty of them.
So, thank you for this story. Now, you've done so many things. What's motivating you now, these days? And where next?
What's motivating me now? I want to give back. That I'm on that plateau of giving back, because when I was growing up, the village was there for me. The people were there for me, and I know the struggles that my parents went through. So right now we have started a foundation.
Mhm.
Where Usi and we started a foundation, and what the purpose of that foundation is to help girls.
Mhm.
Girls, yes, give them an opportunity. These are girls who are very bright, but
Mhm.
their parents are not financially sound. So our job, what we do now, is to provide them with whatever they need to go to school,
Yeah.
all the school supplies. And so we're working with one school now in Paradise.
Yeah.
Paradise and Bachelor Venture are just neighboring villages.
Right.
Yes, we're working with the school there and giving back to those girls. And this has been going on for the last 4 years.
Okay.
And I can see the satisfaction and the progress that the girls are making. And the parents are very happy, very happy with what we have decided to do.
Right. Planting
So I'm
trees
on
under which you will never sit. Planting trees under which you will never sit.
that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
When
That's
it's
correct.
dropped, that it's like, dropping stones in a pond and let the ripples go, and we never know where it's going to end.
Yes.
Somebody did that for us. Yeah.
Of course, definitely. Because, like, for example, when I spoke about teacher Paulette,
Yes.
Paulette Charles. If she weren't there to save us, to give us that money to write the exams, I don't even know what would have happened to us today or where we would have been.
And she's
Yes.
still in
So
the
some,
business of giving.
oh, she is in the business of giving. It's
Right.
it from young, very young, very, very young.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Vilma, this is wonderful. Any closing thoughts, or is there anything we should have talked about or you didn't get a chance to talk about? Because we can see so many more things. You can come on this show
Yes.
every day, and we would never finish with stories. So,
Of course, of course.
anything else you want to say, or anything
Yeah, what I want to leave people with is especially women, as women, empower yourself.
Mhm.
Yes, empower yourself. Give yourself that opportunity. Give yourself the authority to succeed.
Mhm.
Yeah. And make it your daily expectation. Do it. Do it. It's you. You do it. Someone can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself.
I love that.
Challenge yourself.
Make it your
Challenge yourself.
daily expectation to
Yes.
succeed.
See, yes, yes, yeah, it is. It
Thank
is.
you, my friend. On that
Thank
note, we will end.
thank you
Wagwood,
so much.
and we can talk later.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Take care. Yeah. Bye bye.